What's going on, guys? So before we actually get started with the video, I just want to go ahead and say that I do have a Support-A-Creator Code that you all can use if you just want to help a brother out, help me pay a little bit of bills here and there, help me, not starve and all that. Or if my videos have just ever helped you guys out in the past, you can go over to the item shop, press Support-A-Creator down in the bottom right, and then enter in my code. My code will be on the screen now. It is spelled myfii. Go ahead and press accept. You will see a green check mark pop up, and then in the top right it should look like this. And with that out of the way, thank you guys for the support, and let's get right into the video. Alright, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get higher kills in Fortnite Season 9 going into Fortnite Season 10. I'm going to be showing you guys how to go from being a 5 kill player to a 10 kill player. But before we actually get started with the video, I just want to go ahead and say that if you guys are new around here, make sure you do go ahead and subscribe. We are on the road to 6K. If you guys are interested in anything Fortnite related, from news, tips and tricks, leaks, tutorials, pretty much anything like that, make sure you do go ahead and subscribe, as I will keep you guys up to date on all of that. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So I'm going to be going about this in sort of steps or pointers, or I guess you could say tips. But so for tip number 1 is going to be to land in popular spots. One of the best ways to go from a 5 to a 10 kill player is to get a lot of kills right off the bat. And the reason for this is, as soon as you land and as soon as you start seeing other people land at the same spot as you, you know that they're not going to have that much health. They're probably not going to have the best loot, and this is mostly the time that they're not going to have any mats either. So building really isn't going to be an issue. They're not going to be like turtling in front of you, because they're just not going to have that many mats, and it's going to be easy kills. So landing in a really good popular spot that also has 5, 6, 7 other people in there is going to be really good, because everyone is going to be trying to fight each other, and you can kind of just pick people off as you go. I would say a good range of kills to come out of a landing spot with is going to be anywhere from like 3 to 5, and right there you're already getting the amount of kills that you normally would get if you are a 5 kill player. And I am teaching you guys how to pretty much become a 10 kill player. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 1 is land in a popular spot, or just a populated spot that's going to have a lot of people and you're going to see a lot of action. So don't land in places like Sunny Steps or Lucky Landing. Like, land in places like Mega Mall, Fatal, Salty Springs. Neo Tilted is kind of here and there, just because I think the new Neo Tilted kind of sucks, but that's just my own opinion. Just land in populated places and you should be good with getting quite a few kills right off the bat. So getting into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to be keep the momentum going. I cannot tell you guys this enough. Your momentum is everything, especially in these solo games. Pretty much what I mean by this is, if you land in a spot that has no one there, A, that's bad, but B, you're not going to have any, you're going to be cold by the time you actually run into someone. So you're not going to be warmed up. You're not going to be ready to go. If you land in a spot where there's a lot of people, you get kills, you've started your momentum, you're ready to go. And say you start rotating, you don't see anyone, you rotate to a really bad spot, somewhere where there's not going to be any people, then you kind of slow down, you kind of start getting cold, you're not as warm. So whenever you do run into someone, you're not prepared, and that person could have been fighting all game. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is, make sure you keep the pace throughout the entire game. Make sure you're fighting at least one person every 30 seconds to a minute and a half. I think that's a really good pace you should go about. Now, I know there are some games that you really just can't help it, and no matter where you rotate, you just can't seem to find anyone, and those are here and there. But if you're really trying to push someone, or just trying to just keep being aggressive, then it is definitely possible. But yeah, make sure you guys keep the pace and keep the momentum of your game going, and you should be good. So now getting into, I guess, tip number 3 is going to be rotate to popular spots. So like I said in the previous tip, don't rotate to a place where there's going to be no one there. A, that's going to mess up the pace of your game, and you're also not going to get as many kills. So say you land Mega Mall, right? You clear it out, everyone there is dead, you're good to go. Rotate to somewhere like Salty, somewhere like Fatal, or just somewhere where that there's going to be more people, like pretty much another populated spot. So Mega Mall to Salty, really good rotation. So yeah, just rotate to popular spots. Now, number 4, this is going to kind of tie into number 3, is on your way to these popular spots. So say you land at Mega and you're rotating to Salty and you see some people fighting, you know, push those people. Now, there is kind of a catch there that we'll get into in the next tip, but pretty much just make sure you're pushing fights in between your rotations. It's gonna, like, those kills are really gonna add up. Even if it's only, you know, 1 or 2 kills, those kills are really gonna add up at the end of the game, so you should be good. Now, getting on to the next tip is going to be to don't push 2 people that are in a massive gunfight with each other. That's a really bad way for you to go in kind of blind and not really know what's going on, not really know how either of them play. You kind of want to wait it out, and I know some people may see this as kind of scummy. I don't. I see it as a really good tactic just for you to get easy kills, not really have to worry about, you know, taking too much damage, especially with Siphon not being in the game anymore. Just wait until one of them is dead, or you see one of them, you know, take a lot of damage, or pretty much you wait until there's only 1 person left out of the people fighting, and then you push that person. You know, that's only 1 kill compared to, you know, the 2 kills you could have got if, you know, you pushed them both at the same time. But like I said, you know, say you push 1 person and the person you were pushing was the one on the losing side of that fight, and it's a super easy kill, but the other guy, you know, has full shield. He's, you know, he's been fighting that guy for a minute plus. He's super warmed up. You kind of just swoop in, you get that easy kill, and then now you have a much better opponent you have to go after. So if you wait it out until one of them, you know, dies or just something like that, then you can push the person that's left. Normally the person that's left is, you know, fresh out of a fight. He's not going to have that much health or that much mats, so you should be good. So just wait and push the guy that is left and you should be good. That's pretty much my way of like a perfect third party like scenario in my mind. So getting on to the next step, the next step is going to be to play smart when being aggressive. Don't, you know, just play dumb. Don't give up high ground. That's a #1 thing. I probably will make a video on this. So pretty much just like never give up high ground. As long as you keep high ground, you're good. Like, and this kind of ties into the next thing I was going to say is don't jump down in like 50-50 fights. So say you hit someone for a bunch of damage, especially with the pump being in the game now. The pump, especially the blue one's ability to one-shot someone right to the head. So say you've done some damage to a guy, you know, 50, 60, 70, even 100 damage to someone, and you know that, you know, they may only have 100 left and they're super weak. But if they have a blue pump and you jump down, you're 50-50 in that fight. They can one hit you to the head. Now, if the pump wasn't in the game, you know, being a little bit more aggressive, 50-50 in a fight is a little bit easier just because you know that they really can't one shot you unless, you know, they get like a lucky sniper shot off on you. But jumping down and 50-50 in a fight is just not my ideal scenario. You know, keep that high ground, and it's going to pay off in the end, because if you do jump down, more than likely they are going to hit you for a little bit of damage, even if you do kill them. And who doesn't want to go into a fight with 200, not take any damage, and come out with still 200 but an extra kill under their belt? So yeah, just make sure you're just not playing dumb. Just make sure you play smart and play aggressive. So that should be, you know, that. And now getting into the next one is going to be to make sure you're always in the next circle. Some of the worst things, and this really relates to in-game, some of the worst things is, you know, fighting someone, not paying attention to the storm, and then the storm starts, you know, hitting you for 5+, 10+ damage. You know, it's the last few circles, you're getting hit for tons and tons of damage. Just make sure that you're always, you know, on top of where the storm is moving. Make sure you're always rotating. Now this really only relates to in-game, as you know, in-game is where the storm really hits you for a ton. If the storm's just hitting you for 1, you know, it's no big deal. But just make sure that in-game you're always keeping up with where the storm is going to be. And this kind of ties into the next one. Make sure you save your launch pads to the in-game, you know, to help you rotate to the final zones. And it also helps you get out of sticky situations. So say, you know, you just got out of a fight, and because the circle is so small, you know, there's 2-3 other people left, and they know exactly where you're at, you know, because they've seen the fight going on. And now you're in a sticky situation because you have no health. You're trying to heal, but you can't, because, you know, all the other players are pretty much just teaming up on you, because, you know, they're all set up and you just got out of a fight, so they're all just spamming you. Now normally that won't happen, as you know, they'll be fighting each other, but you'll have that 1 or 2 people that will just target you because they know you're the easy kill. They know you're the one that's weak. So launch pads really just help you get out of that. Now I would also say to save your Rift-to-Goes as well, but Rift-to-Goes are gone, so that's really not an option anymore. So yeah, just make sure you save your launch pads and you should be good to go, especially when getting out of those sticky situations. Now, moving on to one of the final steps, one of the final steps is going to be to stop getting nervous when it's just you and one other person left, because whenever you start getting nervous, you start making dumb decisions, you start making dumb plays, you start doing stuff that you normally wouldn't do because you're nervous. Remember, at the end of the day, it's just a video game and you shouldn't get nervous. All these pros you see, you know, when they're in those final fights, especially just when they're playing public matches, they're not really getting nervous at the end. They really don't care that much. And that should be you. You shouldn't really care that much, because whenever you start caring a bunch is whenever you start getting nervous. You know, you're trying to impress friends that you're playing with, or, you know, maybe you're just trying to get a gameplay or something. Just don't get nervous at the end and you should be good. You know, don't start making dumb decisions. Don't get super nervous and get scared and then start turtling, because then you go on the defensive and you really always want to be on the offensive. I know turtling sometimes can save you, but just try to make sure that you're always on the offense and never on the defense. And you should, you know, like I said, I've said this a lot, you should be good. You know, these are tips and I'm giving y'all tips to where you should be good to win the game. So yeah. And then the final tip, of course, is just going to be just to get that victory royale, baby. That's what we're all here for. We're all trying to get the dub with the 10 plus kills, because, you know, 10 plus kills is cool and everything, but without a dub, does it really even count? Like, you can go brag to your friends that, you know, you got 10, 15 kills, but if you didn't get a dub, like, that's just what, like, you know, solidifies it. That's what puts it in stone. You really want that dub. That's what you're going after. You're going after those big kills and that dub. So yeah, those are pretty much all my tips on how I took myself from a 5 kill to a 10 kill player. I know back in like season 5 through about 7, I was consistently getting, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 kills, you know, some 9 kill games here and there. And my main problem is just I wasn't being aggressive. I wasn't keeping that momentum. I wasn't landing in populated places because I was just trying to get a victory royale. But now I see kills as being a little bit more impressive than just getting a victory. You know, no one cares about you getting a victory if you only got 3 or 4 kills. If you get 10 plus kills, and I think that's a really good thing, especially just because I think the standard of kills has kind of went down nowadays. Like back in season, you know, 2 through 4, getting a 20 kill game back then is kind of like getting a 15 kill game now. Getting a 15 kill game back then is kind of like getting a 10 kill game now. I feel like the standard for kills has went down by about 5. So, you know, like I said, if you get a 10 kill game nowadays, it's kind of like getting a 15 kill back then. If you get a 15 kill now, it's kind of like getting a 20 kill back then. So the standard has went down just because everyone is a little bit more better. Not saying that everyone has really improved, just I feel like building overall has improved. Like everyone kind of knows how to build now. Like everyone knows just to start turbo building and everything like that. So yeah, those are my tips. Let me know if you guys have any extra tips I didn't mention that you guys use to get high kill games. And yeah, with that out of the way, if this video did help you guys out, make sure you do leave a like, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.